His eyes are like, girlfriend, are you trying to get me fat so that other girls won't want to be with me? What did you just do to that salad? And so if Erling Haaland is watching my videos, I'm going to give you some advice. Hire a chef. Coach Greg, in today's video, it's on football superstar Erling Haaland, who is one of the most famous soccer players in the world. I'd never heard of him until FIFA. He's 6'5", has an amazing looking physique, perhaps around 12 to 15% body fat. He likes to cook and he loves to eat, and he's good at that sport where you're kicking a ball around the court. I believe he has the type of physique that most men would dream of having and that most women would dream of also having. As in the boudoir. He's rich, good-looking, famous, has lots of money. Wait a minute, am I talking about myself? Oh, except for the part that he's 6'5", which I also am, but I require sitting on my wallet. He's actually 6'5". And so like most young men, he likes playing video games. He likes doing normal, regular-ass things. He even likes to cook. So perhaps one day he'll get Coach Greg's cookbook so he can save so many hours in the kitchen. Even his girlfriend, who lacks several of the cooking skills, I do believe she could cook from my freaking cookbook.
Coffee is a superfood in my eyes, if you do it right. Why? Depends on the quality, when you drink it. So yeah, I'm into my coffee.
And so, of course, nothing wrong with having coffee, but there is no such actual thing as a superfood. Perhaps he just likes the caffeine, but there is no one food that you need to eat that is somehow magical, that's better than all the rest. And so coffee, it's just coffee. If you enjoy it, by all means, indulge in it, but try to go easy on the sugar and the cream. If you add in all the sugars and creams, coffee isn't really healthy, but in moderation, perhaps up to 4 cups of coffee a day, there's nothing wrong with coffee.
Milk, superfood as well. It's good for us, it's good for our stomach, it's good for our skin, it's good for our bones and muscles.
And so I don't know if he's referring to the coffee or the milk. Certainly the milk is good for our bones, for our muscles. It's high in protein. Coffee, it doesn't generally have anything magical that's going to somehow transform your physique. It's got caffeine, it wakes you up, it feels good, it tastes good. And so, hey, if you want coffee, be my guest.
This is how I drink it, with milk. Maple syrup to protect the caffeine with fat and sugar.
And I'm pretty sure you don't have to protect the caffeine. You don't need to wear protection. It isn't our Norwegian sharmuta. And so you don't have to worry about protection.
A lot of things is logical. You should have an early start with fresh daylight and fresh air. Ideally go out for a small walk.
Makes sense. Great advice. Wake up early. The sun's up early. You wake up, you go outside, get some sunlight, have a coffee, eat breakfast, and go about your day.
So Isabel, you need to ask her if she thinks I'm a good chef. If you ask me, definitely. I've been living alone since I was 16, so I have to cook.
And so you would think a man who's making tens of millions of dollars each and every year that he could afford to hire a chef, but yet he's going through DoorDash getting the bread delivered. He have to ask his wife if he's a good chef. He actually is a good chef. I've already watched his videos. A man with this kind of talent, with this potential, had to live on his own at only 16 years of age.
Just doing the simplest way of cooking eggs.
And so if Erling Haaland is watching my videos, I'm going to give you some advice. Hire a chef. It's going to save you hours each and every day. You can spend more time doing other things that you love. Now, if you do in fact love to cook, then by all means continue. But if you do not, hire a chef and tell her to make recipes from my cookbook. You can thank me later.
Simple breakfast. With food, I like to take my time.
Just so you know, this is a family show. And so every time he refers to cooking and or food, he's talking about sexy time. Just thought you should know. He likes to take his time.
No, just sit there. Nothing special. No one can do it better than this.
And so he even likes it alone, all by himself. You know what he's referring to. And once he gets started, his girlfriend, she comes in and she gives him some assistance.
She remembers many times that she's been seeing me when we were younger, but I don't.
Imagine the flex. She remembers me when I was younger, but I don't remember her. Well, how could she not? He was 6'5" and good looking, probably the best player in his area or whatever. And so she looked up to him, especially once he started singing.
But also, you remember the music video? I have a music video on YouTube.
Singing is what did it for her. And so you never can tell, despite the fact that he doesn't actually sing very well, the fact that he was trying, that he was doing his various things, that he was able to be himself, that is what she found profoundly interesting. And so, hey guys, if you in fact like Star Wars or bike racing like Coach Greg, even though it's kind of gay, go ahead and do it. You never know what woman will like it.
I only knew your best friend, so he was the one I did like first. And then when I saw you, I changed my view.
And so remember, guys, she was after his best friend first, but bro was 6'1". She saw him and looked up and said, nah, I'm moving up.
All right, flat ass. All right, Mario.
Never trust the personal trainer. Guys, this is not good. This man is coming into his house and all smiles and flirting and touchy-feely. You're thinking, yo, it could never happen to Erling Haaland. Hey, what about Tom Brady? He lost his wife to the personal trainer, and so never trust a personal trainer.
I have a natural good flexibility in my groins and hips, which is for me so important to keep, because how do you score these goals?
And so to score all those crazy goals, whether it's on the field or in the boudoir, you have to have very flexible hips and groin. In particular, the groin. If it's not flexible enough, how are you going to be scoring all those goals? And so we really need to keep this. This is really important. 100% agree.
We should keep stretching, apparently working.
But the goal is so good that no one speaks about the asses.
Goal's so good, no one's talking about the ass. Like, what kind of scoring are we talking about? So apparently, when you score an amazing goal, people don't even look at all the guys' asses as they're scoring. They're just talking about the ball going into the net. No, I guess the rest of the time, apparently, people just talk about their ass.
Then you know the goal is good, because normally you can't speak about the asses. Because the asses was top, don't get me wrong.
External.
I missed Joao, by the way. He had some great asses to me.
And so he has some great asses to him. I mean, hey, if you want to go both ways, you want to talk about how sexy the asses are on your teammates, I have no problem with that. I'm surprised they're that open. And so perhaps in Norway, guys are very, very open. It reminds me of Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike, he talks about people's cock, their ass. He talks about everything.
I have a 10-inch dick.
So his motion when he came in the team was that. You remember?
Couldn't go further than this.
Does anyone believe this? That was how far he could spread open his groin. He was that tight before he made the team. Was bro not scoring any goals? Like, honestly, when you're with a girl, there's no way your groin isn't opening up wider than this. I mean, let's be honest. And so I don't believe that he wasn't more flexible than this. Even Coach Greg at 50 can spread my groin wider than that.
Start to shaking because of the weakness around the groin area and adductor.
That shaking wasn't coming from weakness. It was coming from going to level 4.
This is Erling. I just want also to let you know, treatment is not for athlete. Top athlete is not enjoyable. It's not a massage, spa massage.
No, this is not a happy ending massage. When you're an athlete, massages are not fun. They're painful.
Why I do this? From the sun, we get a lot of red light. We don't get sun outside now, so then I need to have this to get a bit of red light from the body.
And so the 3 benefits of red light therapy that I could think of for soccer would be faster recovery as well as improved injury healing, which would lead to greater performance. Now, it's not going to make a massive difference, but even 1%. If you're 1% better at the elite level, that is all that you may need. And so although you or I may not, in fact, notice this, when you're one of the best in the world and you become 1, maybe 2% better, imagine the difference that that can make. And so when you use supplements like, for example, GO2 Max or Turk Builder Max, which could improve performance by up to 5%, imagine the difference that can make. The red light therapy, sure, perhaps 1%, maybe 2%, but with supplements like this, up to 5%, imagine the difference that can make. Many of you are going to notice this. You're going to actually feel it. And if you don't think it lives up to your expectations, there's a money-back guarantee and a $50 gift card. And so if Erling Haaland were to swap out red light therapy for Turk Builder Max as well as GO2 Max, that would make so much sense. He would have a greater performance benefit from doing that than doing this. Not saying that it doesn't make sense for him to do red light therapy, but it would make more sense, if that makes sense to you, to use various supplements to improve his performance. And so if you want to be at your best, to achieve the greatest things that you could ever achieve, of course, using HGLT supplements, code Greg, 15% off. And so you can see he's very, very lean. You can see vascularity and on his calves, on his quads. He's probably close to 12% body fat right here, which is very, very athletic. He doesn't need to be single-digit body fat. He would probably have less energy. And so as a footballer, he doesn't want to be too lean, but he doesn't also want to be too fat. More body fat is going to slow him down. He's going to be heavier. He's not going to be able to run as quickly, but not enough body fat. He's going to actually lose a lot of energy. And if you're trying to achieve too lean of a physique in any sport, I don't care if you're playing football, bodybuilding, bikini, whatever sport you're trying to do, there are a host of negative side effects. For example,
yes, it looks super cool. I personally would never get that lean again. I don't think there's ever been a time in my life where I've been less confident in my own body.
To name a few. And so does that sound like something that you want? And so you might think, wow, that amazing physique, it looks like what I want. I want to have abs. I want to be shredded. But is it actually worth it? And so for a footballer, it is not. It's all about optimization.
Going to training, but first we're stopping to pick up some milk.
And so bro thinks he's the Pink Panther. He's all decked out in pink from head to toe, but he, of course, can pull it off. So bro must be unemployed. He has all the time in the world. He can go and get his own milk, his beef. He has hours and hours each and every day to cook. He plays video games. I mean, and so of all the unemployed people of the world, he has to be number one.
So how many can I get? Because we need to be fair with the others.
The tomahawks probably are a harder sell because they're a little bit more expensive, obviously.
I'll take them 3 then.
Bro has the coin. He has the money. Hey, I'll take some meat, but I don't want to buy all of it because, there's other people that you serve. And so what do you want me to buy? Well, the tomahawks, they do cost a pretty penny. And so, yeah, I'll take all of them.
I like fatty steaks the most. Ribeye. Tomahawk, obviously.
And so, of course, he likes fatty steaks the most. There's more flavor. But for most people who aren't 6'5" and running all day long and have a high metabolism, you're not going to get away with that. And so for most people, I would suggest you eat the leanest cuts of steaks. For example, the filet mignon. It's going to have less fat, less calories. It is slightly more expensive. But hey, if you can't afford the filet mignons, you can get chicken. You can have chicken breasts. You can have tuna. You can have all kinds of low-calorie foods that are high in protein. But for Erling, it makes no difference. Bro can eat almost as much as he wants, and he's never putting on body fat because that is the sign of an athlete. The guy has a fast metabolism. He's moving a lot. He's probably getting in more than 10,000 steps. And when he does those steps, they're actually running. There's a big difference between walking a step and running a step. People keep talking about steps as long as you do 10,000 steps a day. Do you not think there's a difference between bro who walks 10,000 steps around his house, vacuuming the kitchen and furniture and so on, versus bro who's running? He's 6'5". Every step when he's running, he's probably running 7 to 8 feet. It's a big difference than if you're a Mr. Mike walking around your kitchen.
Oh, no.
We have to try.
All right, next time you come, we'll get you to milk one of the cows.
And so the next time he comes over, there's going to be an evening of milking going on. Can't wait for his OF debut.
Arrived in training ground. I'm going to have a bit of lunch, have a bit of treatment, a bit in gym, and train a little bit. I don't know. We'll see what the day brings.
And so, of course, when you're unemployed, you just see what the day brings. There's no rules, regulations. You show up if you want, you leave when you want. You come and go as you please. It's a great life. And so far, the training seems to be a lot of laying around and having somebody else rub your body. It's the kind of training that many men out there would like. Perhaps not with this man rubbing on him, but certainly if you have your favorite female rubbing you down such as this, it doesn't seem like that bad of a life. Outside on the field, pouring rain, playing the sport that he loves, that he's amazing at, and back to the Pink Panther outfit. And so next up for the unemployed is a cooking date.
Steaks from the farm. Isabel is gonna come soon. She just told me, please, can you chop up some potatoes? So I will do that.
And so personally, I would rather hire a chef to do all the cooking for me, to cut up the potatoes and so on, and then perhaps just sit down and enjoy the feast and use that other time to do another passion of mine, which is a sexy time in the boudoir. Why not spend more time doing the actual things that you love? I mean, it's possible that some people like cooking more in the kitchen than they do in the bedroom, but I highly doubt it.
You need to feel it. You need to touch it.
Is he talking about steaks right now, or talking about his Norwegian sharmuta? What is going on right now? There is so much sexual innuendo in the cooking industry, to talking about cooking and handling your food. I know many people are addicted to food, and so perhaps food is as pleasurable for some people as having sexy time. And so the extended recovery, he's going in an ice bath. Clearly he's unemployed. And so it is beneficial to ice bath, although not for muscular hypertrophy, like making your muscles get bigger, but it is better for recovery. And so he doesn't actually care about being huge and jacked. He's not a bodybuilder, but he does want to recover. And so with the red light therapy combined with the massage, added to that, the ice baths, and so it adds several percentage points of recovery. And so by the next day, when he's running on the field, he can run a little bit faster, feel a bit looser, and that translates into greater performance.
Ice bath, I think it has a lot of benefits. Helps the blood flow, of course, a lot. It's also good for the mind, I think. Feel that you're achieving something you don't want to do.
And so for most people, they don't need to go in an ice bath to feel like they're doing something that they don't want to do. I don't want to go in an ice bath, and I don't do it. There are plenty of things that I do in a day that I don't want to do that are torturous, just like sitting in an ice bath. For example, I'm reading Mr. Mike's book, The Aesthetic Revolution. Expected it to be more about being ugly, but it's actually a book about how to lose weight and lift weights. And so if you're interested, you could suffer and read that.
Sauna and ice bath, I try to do almost every day, if I can, at least 4 or 5 times a week. I don't think you should do sauna too much before games, definitely after.
Definitely don't sauna before a game. It can zap your energy. You're not going to have a lot of stamina in that way. But in the evening, following games, following your lifting and so on, if you want to ice bath and sauna back and forth before bed, by all means.
Tomato red onion salad. It's very nice. It's just with some olive oil and fresh parsley, which is very nice. Stop laughing, it's not funny.
How is it not funny? You sound like Borat. Very nice. It's very nice. It's very nice.
Wow, very nice.
And then I just add some olive oil on top. Keep it fresh.
Does anyone remember my old videos with the olive oil and just add a little bit of olive oil? Like, she just added in a half a cup. His eyes are like, girlfriend, are you trying to get me fat so that other girls won't want to be with me? What did you just do to that salad?
Half a mortgage of olive oil there.
That's fine.
What is wrong with, like, a half a cup of olive oil in a little salad? And so let's add in 500 calories plus of olive oil, and let's add in 30 calories of vegetables.
Oh my god. He eats so much. Everything is about when is the next meal, what should we eat.
And again, he eats so much. It's all about when is the next meal, aka when is the next sexy time. And so if your brain is always thinking about when's the next time for your next meal, consider harder than last time for you know what. Not for cooking, but for something else. Code Greg for your discount.
Just for us, that's what we all want, right? No one wants to just live on junk food.
And so what you really want is a copy of my cookbook. And so even people like her who clearly don't know how to cook, it's okay. With this book, you will look like a chef connoisseur. You will be perfect at everything. The recipes are so simple and easy, and they're high in protein, and they taste very, very good. And there are going to be massively large servings, and so you can actually be full. That is why this cookbook, the diet book, that it actually works.
This is so satisfying. The smell, the sear, oh.
What exactly is referring to? I mean, the more I listen to this, the more it sounds like what happens in the bedroom.
So you have 2 tablespoons per 2 eggs.
2 tablespoons per 2 eggs is almost the same as 1 tablespoon per egg. Now, she just grabbed this spoon and put oil in it and dumped it in. That is not actually a tablespoon. A tablespoon is a very specific measurement. And so there's 3 teaspoons and a tablespoon. And you can't just grab the spoons in your house that you eat cereal with and Greek yogurt and so on. They're actually specific measurements. And so it's the same thing like 1 cup. 1 cup isn't just a coffee mug. 1 cup is a specific measurement. Typically, it's 240 mLs. It depends on your country. I know it's confusing. Sometimes it's 250 mLs. Sometimes it's 236. It's a little bit confusing, but about 240 is 1 cup. I actually think it's done right now. I like my steaks rare. And so, hey, it's up to you. The longer you cook it, the more it's going to be burnt on the outside. But be my guest.
By the way, I think for the cameras, I think you see we eat with our hands.
And so this sauce is the egg yolk, the fat part of the egg, combined with oil, the fat part of the fat, combined with butter, the fat part of the fat yet again. We're adding in high-calorie concentrated fats into a fatty sauce, and we're dipping a fatty steak into it. And so unless you're a soccer superstar, unless you're a triathlete, you're doing tons of cardio, unless you're underweight or you're clearly healthy, I don't suggest you eat this sauce.
You know, that looks unbelievable.
And so later, when he reaches into his 40s and he retires from football, he can transition to cycling. Cyclers live to ride, or do they in fact ride to eat? I don't know of any sport in the world that burns more calories than cycling, because you can do it for a long period of time. For example, in comparison to marathon running, people can't run for 8 hours a day, but oftentimes cyclists, they go for an 8-hour ride on the weekend. They're riding all day. The calories are burning more and more. It's not an eccentric load. They're not any jarring motions aside from when you crash off of your bike. And so you can eat so many calories because you're burning so many of them off.
This is the best moment.
Except seeing me when you're coming up.
This is the best moment. He's cutting a steak. She's saying, no, it's when I enter the room. I mean, when she enters the bedroom, you think, hey, this is the best moment of the day. We're going to do this. You know what I'm talking about. But no, not for him. It's actually cutting up a steak and eating it. And so what you may have missed out in this video is his full day. He typically is playing a lot of video games, for example, FIFA, as well as Warcraft. And his favorite game is the release of GTA 6. He's been waiting for that for years. He cannot wait, in case you didn't watch his other videos. And so he sounds about like me. If you like it, like it. If you don't, don't. If you want to comment, comment. If you don't, then don't comment. It's the same as me, except for me, it's supplements. If you don't want to buy them, don't buy them. If you want them, buy them. They're obviously amazing. Do whatever you want. If you're interested in getting your blood work, you can go to Algorex. You can use the various peptides, the GLPs. He clearly doesn't need a GLP. He doesn't need to lose weight. He loves to eat. He always thinks about food. Just because he always thinks about food and loves to eat doesn't mean he needs to use Retta. I mean, other guys, for example, Coach Colton and or Greg O'Gallagher will probably say he should be on terzipatide or Retta, but I think it's good to have food noise. It gives you something to look forward to. Every day you're excited. Kind of like when you're excited about your girlfriend or your wife or whatever having sexy time, you have that excitement. You have something to look forward to in the day. For me, it's perhaps sexy time, also riding the bike, recording videos such as this. For you, it could be something else. I hope that there's something that you like to do that keeps you active. For him, it's football and other activities. For you, it could be walking, jogging, cycling, swimming. I don't care. As long as it makes you active, you're going to be healthier. You can get the cookbook to help you to eat low-calorie recipes, to help you to lose weight. You can get supplements to help you as well. I'm not against GLPs if you're overweight. If you're thin, you shouldn't be taking them. And that's it for the video. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algo, go to Algorex, use my code. Also, don't forget to watch one of the 2 bloops. Like the video, subscribe. Don't forget, if you want to be sponsored or become an ambassador, you can click the link. You want to be coached by myself and my team, or if you want to carry all these amazing supplements into your store at our gym, you can click the link for that as well. And until next time, je suis parti.